What is going on, family and friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, your host, Arrington Gavin, coming to you with another great, really just another great conversation. This is episode 112. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the show where we discuss trending news and thought-provoking topics from the fields of politics, sports, pop culture, and so much more. I hope you enjoyed our last episode. I was honored to have a good friend of mine, Mr. Cash Jackson Green, candidate running for Virginia Beach City Council District 7. Had a great convo with him, and like I said, made another new friend, John, one of his clients that was kind enough to let him do this interview, and just a really humble guy. So I really appreciated John, because John is getting ready to get a new ride, get a new car, and he was kindly enough to allow me to steal Cassius for a few minutes, like an hour, for a great conversation here on the pod. I hope you all are having a great day. As you see, I'm in the home studio, so I got my sweats on and everything. Look, I'm in my chilling mode, so that just tells you I've been mostly home today, chillaxing. But I'm always excited to have a moment to talk with you, the listeners, the viewers out there that can that take the time to just listen to this program. I want to continue to thank you. I'll thank you till the day I die. Just to thank you for your countless support. The Arrington Gavin Show, new episodes of this show drops every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast. So wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's iHeartRadio, Apple, Stitcher, Odyssey, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. To make it a little more easier and quicker for you to tune in, do me a favor, and all you have to do is just type in R Smooth Club Media, the letter R, and then Smooth Club Media, whichever platform you're on, and that can take you straight to the Arrington Gavin Show. Also, if you prefer to watch the video version of this program, those drop at 5 p.m. on those exact same days as I mentioned before, on our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. Okay, R Smooth Club Media, and Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show, Facebook at R Smooth Club Podcast, and X on RSC Media. You can also tune into the program video versions of this program Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on ESP TV on Facebook, as well as ErnestSmithProductions.com. All right, thank you, and continue to bring to you some great content. So again, I want to keep on. Let's get this conversation started. So without further ado, what we're going to be having is some good conversations. Got a lot to impact today. Actor Alfonso, what's Alfonso's full name? Alfonso, he's the character of played Carlton in The Fresh Prince, and I'm trying to see. Okay, yes, Alfonso. What is Alfonso's last name? Robeiro. Alfonso Robeiro. We will be. I'll be bringing up a story involving him because he's mainly saying, that character Carlton that has really made him a household name that everybody will always remember him by, ruined his acting career. And I'm like, how? Right? You're probably wondering, like, how would the character that really everybody recognizes you, that made your career, was that role, why are you saying that hurt your acting career? So we will impact that. Artist Nicki Minaj arrested in Amsterdam. So probably wondering, what did she do? She was pulled to the side from Dutch police, and I'll read a little more into that as well. Also, former President Donald Trump did not have the welcoming visit he expected over at the Libertarian Convention that happened recently in Washington, D.C. And we are also gonna, let's see, what else do we have on the slot? I have not somewhat of an issue, but I want to discuss kind of like a trending thing that's been happening when it comes to the newer, like the up and coming men of ministry. right? Now I'm no pastor, I'm no perfect Christian. I'm a work in progress every day. But I am a man of faith, and I could easily say I was raised in the church. My godfather was a pastor, helped my father is retired minister as well. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's been two viral moments happening with two different pastors in two different states. One involving a pastor, a bishop who is 63 years old, and he's defending his marriage to basically his congregants and just whoever's tuning into his live stream, because his wife is not 59 years old, she's not 49 years old, she's not 39 years old, she's not 29 years old, she's 19 years old. Okay, so a 63-year-old man is married to a 19-year-old. Gonna talk about that. And also there's another minister that went viral because when he asked his congregants at his church to put their hands up, and I believe a person was refusing to not lift their hands up, he's like, either lift your hands up or get out. Now, to me, if that person was trying to cause an issue, then hey, let them be that one person that doesn't have their hands up. But it's just, you have to be careful, especially recently what happened with I believe his name was Pastor Keon Henderson out in Houston. Went viral when he told a lady to hush or shush. So a lot to impact. And then I also have a black girl moment that I want to point out, because it still is graduation season. And I think I've came across this remarkable story that I would love to share with you all here on the program. So I'm very excited to be sharing you all that info. Before I do so, I gotta shout out some of our supporters and sponsors of this program. Of course, we gotta shout out Rugged Evolution Beard Care. That's right, rugged is the new smooth. If you are trying to help enhance your skin and facial hair, as you see, there we go. You see that luscious beard of mine? Yes, I use Rugged Evolution Beard Care products, 17 scented beard balms, beard oils, conditioner, shampoos, moisturize, you name it, they have it. There's their website right there, www.ruggedevo.com. Their motto is rugged is the new smooth. You can find them also in Walmart, online, Amazon, Etsy, multiple We Buy Black as well. So shout them out. And check them out as well, ladies, if you want to buy that special someone in your life some great products. Hey, Rugged Evolution is the product for you. Also, Ingenious Gin is a black owned, veteran owned spirit for those gin explorers and gin connoisseurs. If you're looking for a new gin to add to your shelf, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin. It's a rose gold colored gin. So again, a very uniqueness, because most gins are always cleared. No, this one is rose gold. And my friends Reggie and Lawrence are doing an awesome job. Continue to change the narrative when it comes to the gin lovers out there. You can check them out on their website if you have more information about that. If you want to grab a bottle, add to your collection, please go to ingeniousgin.com, or you can go to your nearest spirit store, or if you're in Virginia, ABC stores, and get them as well. So want to shout them out. And lastly, Priority Ford. My good friend Mr. James Church is a general manager and owner of Priority Ford over in Norfolk, Virginia. They have been helping me out recently because I've been having some issues with my Bronco, and they have been just more than helpful, man. Just more than helpful. Running out the red carpet, and I truly appreciate that. So I just want to, if you are looking for a new ride, if you're in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, and you're looking for a new vehicle, I highly recommend Priority Ford. Whether if you want a truck, sedan, I'm telling you, they have it all. Electric vehicle or gas vehicle, hey, look, they have it for you. It's an American-made vehicle. Build for the wild. I know build for the wild is their motto, and they are truly an awesome company. Their address is 3420 North Military Highway, Norfolk, Virginia, 23518. Okay, let them know that Arrington sent you from the Arrington Gavin show. Again, shout out to Mr. James Church. So now that I got that taken care of, guys, we're gonna do a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're gonna start the show with our first segment of the day. So look, you're tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere, and do not change that dial. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Well, look, as I mentioned before, I had came across this story about what can I say? Not well, came across, but I wanted to speak on like a trend that's not very positive amongst men in ministry. And I'm not talking about them all, but I'm just saying there's a few bad apples that will be a part of this life called ministry and being a pastor, and they want to they're opportunists. They know it's a great way to make money. They know it's a great way to be the center of attention. And there's been people that take advantage of individuals when it comes to funds. There'll be people that are doing certain things, and that's wrong because they do it at the success of people that are hurting, right? People that can't afford certain things, people look to them for help, assistance, guidance, wisdom. And it's different now. It's different because we live in a society where, at least in my opinion, there's some ministers that just want to be that mega pastor with the thousands and thousands of members, make millions and millions of dollars, and then call it Christmas, right? That's just me. So recently there's been moments of bishops doing and pastors doing some like wild stuff on stage, like on their pulpit, right? Whether they're trying to prove an example or just during their sermons. And it's like, did they just do that? Now, we're not all perfect. Again, we're not all perfect, but we know from, is this an authentic person of God, or is this somebody that's like just faking it, trying to be extra? So give me 1 second. On lips are getting a little dry there. Let me pull up this graphic of this pastor having an issue with a member at his church when he first asked them to raise their hands, and the individual does not. Let me see if this is this is where I want to be. Give me 1 moment, ladies and gents. So for those who are watching, you can see this video, but those who are listening, you just stay tuned and listen for me. All right.
Lift your hands right here. Lift your hands. Lift your hands. Lift your hands. All over this building. All over this building. Lift your hands. Lift your hands. Lift your hands. Lift your hands. All over this building. Lift your hands. I need us all on one accord right now. All on one accord. All on accord. Everybody lift your hands. Hey, could you do me a favor? Lift your hands or get out. Could you choose one? Lift your hands or get out. Could you lift your hands or get out? Choose one. Choose one. Lift your hands. Lift your hands. I'm not scared of nobody. I mean what I mean. I'm here to protect you. And anything that is invited.
All right. So let me go ahead and take that out. So this bishop, and shout out to the neighborhood talk, because they get some pretty great content they put out there, and they're very very unbiased, but they just give you that stuff that gets people thinking like, what. So you heard it right there. A pastor tells a woman she has to leave if she doesn't lift her hands, lift your hands or get out. That's what he told her. Not really too I'm not sure where this minister's home base is, or where's his church at, but I just believe that type of, to me, that type of language, and he didn't swear, but it's just the contents, the tone of it, right? People that come to church are not perfect Christians. Some of them are not even Christians at all. They're coming there to look for some guidance. Some of them might be looking into the religion, right? There's such thing as people leaving one religion to another, and there's some people that just are born and raised into not believing in anything, and then okay, let me go here and look for some guidance. So, say for example, if that was an individual that was a person that didn't believe in anything, and is taking a leap of faith, and she already took that leap of faith on crossing that doorstep, attending a church, and now she's there, and she's trying to understand, trying to learn how does this go? How am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? I don't know. So she doesn't lift her hands up after the pastor says lift your hands up, and obviously he didn't like it. He's like, either get out or you're gonna lift your hands up, because I'm trying to protect these people. So here's my thing. I can understand where they always where it's where the saying is, you have to protect people from the devil, because he's in disguises in all avenues, for real. And that's very true. They can be nice people. They can be, the devil could be working within people wearing suits, or people that you think is for your that mean well to you, right? That are for your own good. And it could be the opposite. But in my opinion, I just think there's a better way for, especially a leader and a person in ministry, to address that, right? Because to me, that looked like he just wanted to be seen, wanted to be extra, make of our moment, because they know that mostly, I would say this, 90% of churches in America are live streamed on social media, or they have a YouTube channel, Facebook. There's cameras watching them. Okay. So when I see something like that occur, I remember, I'll backtrack. There's a famous pastor out in Oklahoma, Michael Todd, huge congregation, highly successful, well over 1 million followers alone on his personal social media. So again, very successful. He's known for stepping outside the box when it comes to making a point in a message. He's not the old school, like, okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm wearing a suit, and I'm just gonna do it like the older ministers. No, he does it differently. He uses a lot of uh um props. He uses people as examples. But one moment that went very viral for him was when it was a story about, in the Bible, about when God healed the blind, and he had grabbed dirt and spit, rubbed it together, rubbed it on the blind man's eyes, and then the man could see after that, right? This pastor, Michael Todd, I'm talking, hacked a big loogie, spit it in his hand, and then wiped it on an individual's face. That was too much for people to see. And he has since then apologized, and he acknowledged that the person that he did that on was compensated. He didn't just say, okay, you just gonna, I'm gonna spit on you, basically, and you're gonna keep moving. No, he apologized, but you just have to be careful when you have that power in on that pulpit, right? You have to be aware of who's watching. You have to be aware of how people will take things. Now, on this gentleman, I just think he should have said it complete. It was the wrong thing. It was the wrong tone, the wrong message, the wrong way. He shouldn't have said it like that. He shouldn't have said, either you're gonna lift your hands or get out. You shouldn't, because now it's like a dominance thing. Like, how dare you disrespect me? I mean, like, that's, and it is some churches out there, I know. Oh Lord, I'm not aware of, as far as which denomination, but there are churches out there where the men are the superior. There's churches that will have women sitting on one side, dressed in a certain way, and they have to dress that certain way, and then the men sitting on the opposite side, right? Even if they're spouses, men on the side, women on the side. There is a dominance thing in ministry. I remember there was a story, this is probably like maybe last year, a year and a half ago, where they were, oh Lord, there was a convention of it was a convention of ministers, mega pastors, and I forgot which denomination, maybe Baptist. They were cutting ties of churches that had female senior pastors. Okay, they had issues with senior pastors that were female. So, just to, again, kind of wrap around, as far as the new age ministries and ministers what's occurring. It's shaky. You gotta really keep an eye out. Now that's one story. This gentleman that you know, had told the lady either get out or, you know, raise your hand. So that's a different story. Now another one I want to bring up. This is actually way more juicier and well, it's discussing at the same time, but it's a little more interesting than the most recent one. So okay, this pastor out in Iowa. So I'm reading this guy's off of Vibe. This reported by the Vibe, and reported by Jessica Bennett. Footage of Bishop, who's 63 years old, justifying marriage to a 19-year-old congregant stirs debate. Okay, so obviously and I would show you the footage, but the background music that was playing, I didn't want to basically get sued. Okay, so this bishop attempting to defend his marriage to a 19-year-old congregant has gone viral 2 years after the couple first made headlines in their home state of Iowa. All right, so they're going on maybe like 3 or 4 years by now, but this is just like now, you know, going viral because it's public. So the footage shares by several platforms. Bishop, let's see, this bishop, I won't say his name. I'm not that kind of person, but this bishop is seen standing in the pulpit while addressing anyone who attended church that morning with the intention of starting some mess over his wife, who was at the time 19 years old when she wed the church leader. Now, his words are saying, and I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife. And he said her name, talking about what you gonna do if you see her. Well, you will see me on the news. You gonna see me on the news, he proclaimed. You better walk by and say praise the Lord. I'm speaking like that because I actually watched the video. That's how he was speaking. That's how he was talking. That's what you better do, because that's my wife and she's grown. She didn't need nobody to sign no paperwork for her. It was if this was out in the streets, y'all would be saying she made a come up, but you a hypocrite. Now, before I read on, 63 years old, 19 years old. That's disgusting. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion on that. That's sick. For one, I never understand. You know what? And you probably say, well, Arrington, what about these, you know, celebs that have these huge age gaps and things like that? Look, it's still sick. They sick too. Let me tell you something. If my wife is maybe like a year and a half, 2 years, matter of fact, 2 years younger than me. Okay. I'm 29. And people ask, well, if you're 29 now, what's your cap? My cap will be, you know, 5 years, you know, possibly younger than me. It's different from when a certain year, different decade. So like 29 years old now, I might say like 25. Okay, if I'm 39, I'll say 30. Okay, between 30 31, something like that. Okay, so it differs, but to me at 63, if I'm 63, I could easily say, and I'm just saying, speaking for me now, I would consider dating somebody in their late 40s. Okay, the late 40s. You and then you would be like, okay, so if they met at a younger age, at that, still it's just 19-year-old, for one, is not even old enough to drink. They haven't completed not even 2 years of college at that time. I mean, when you fresh in college, you're like, what, between 18 and 19? I mean, that's just. And then he says, like, come up, like, oh, he's the ish. But it's disgusting, dude. It's wrong. And then to even mention to brag about it at your church, which to me is just weird in itself. And then he says, well, she ain't had nobody sign paperwork for her. it just it makes me ooh, you know, like when when ladies always look, they just grab their jacket like, oh Lord, clench my pearls. Like it's weird, dude. It's weird. He went on to quote scripture praising the value of marriage while insisting he and his wife have no problem with their actions. Yes, he said, and I remember seeing the video. He said, okay, this is his quote right here. And we sleeping good at night, and nobody up all night worried about these crooks. Like, how is this? What message is this gonna? I'm trying to understand, how does this value in your sermons, or what is to me this is disgusting. So now you're talking about your bedroom life with your highly young wife. To me, this is stuff like this is always going to make it difficult for when, you know, we're trying to protect our queens out there from certain things, right? um this is sick, in my opinion. This is sick. I don't know of if the parents, you know, or if she has parents. I'm assuming that they allow this. I don't know. I really don't know. Um, it then goes on to report that the pastor and his the pat that the this pastor, he's on his third marriage. So okay, so this 19-year-old, this is his, well, at the time she's 19, but obviously she's young. This is his third wife, and that they tied the knot in November of 2021. He was reported offering special guidance to the teen before their relationship um, as dean of the church school. I mean, so he had his eyes on her way before she was the legal age. All right, now. All right, that's just, I mean, I'm just saying, do the math, use common sense. Use common sense. It was also noted that the legal age of the consent in the state of Iowa is 16 years old. Woo! So the legal age of consent is 16 years old. So there is no legal reason to the couple that the couple shouldn't be together. Still, the over 40-year age gap between them has led many to deem the relationship as inappropriate. Uh mm, um I'm just reading some of these other uh yeah, it's disgusting. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. Do me a favor, for those who are watching or listening at this very moment, look up the article, type in 63-year-old bishop and 19-year-old wife, and you would, this is it's only but one story that's happening. And this bishop is out in Iowa. This is weird. It's weird. It's disgusting. I don't think it should happen. I have no I have no kids. I have nieces, and I have a nephew. And you know, love them like if they're my own, you know, kids. I would I know my siblings would not want to see them with anybody of 40 years their senior. Hell to the no. So yeah, that's what's going on. I had to speak that out first, guys. I wanted to start that off first because it's I again, I'm an individual that always wants to change the narrative. I don't want this narrative to act like it's normal and that it should be normal, because it's not. It's not normal. And for those who think it's okay, shame on you, because you're weird too. All right, it's just it's weird. Um, moving on. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a commercial break. Yes, we're gonna do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
What's good, family? What's good, family? Um, you know, on a sad note, I wanted to mention this kind of earlier in the show. We have recently lost two icons really in our in pop culture. One very known in sports, another one known in very prolific and most memorable documentary. The first gentleman I want to mention is um Morgan Spurlock. Okay, Morgan Spurlock is the filmmaker behind the documentary Super Size Me. So if you remember that documentary Super Size Me, when a man he literally ate, and I forgot how many days he did it for, but it was for a certain amount of days he ate nothing but McDonald's, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he was doing like a case study. He then went on to do a sequel where he was starting a chicken chain or a chicken restaurant, and he was again learning that the do's and don'ts, the pros and cons, and the ins and out of having your own chicken farm, and what is the healthy chicken, free range, this and then the other, and even like talking about uh the the grilled marks that you see on a grilled chicken sandwich that you get from fast food is not really authentic. It's like makeup. Okay, it's fake. It's not real. It's fake news. All right, it's fake news. It and it blew my mind because I'm like, whoa, they literally have the little makeup brush in the back of it. Let me put some burnt marks on there, make it look real authentic, because it's interesting that America, we look at food in a certain way and be like, okay, it's easy to say that looks healthy, that looks unhealthy. But again, Morgan went to the root of it, and it's a great documentary. If you haven't watched it, please look up to see how you can watch at least Super Size Me, which is the first installment, and then the second one. But on the sad note, he passed away recently of cancer at the age of 53. The filmmaker, which was an Oscar nominee, who made food and American diets his life's work, famously eating only at McDonald's for 1 month to illustrate the dangers of fast food, died, as I mentioned, at the age of 53. Last Thursday, uh, he had passed away in New York from complications of cancer, according to a statement issued Friday by his family and obtained by CBS News. It was a sad day as we say goodbye to my brother Morgan, Craig Spurlock, who worked with him on several projects. In the statement, Morgan gave so much through his art, ideas, and generosity. The world has lost a true creative genius and a special man. I am so proud to have worked together with him. Now, Spurlock made a splash in 2004, with the groundbreaking Super Size Me, during which he chronicled the detrimental physical and psychological effects of him only eating McDonald's food for 30 days. He gained about 25 pounds, saw a spike in his cholesterol, and lost his sex drive. Oh, Lord. See what that nasty food do to you? Everything's bigger in America, he said in the film. According to the Associated Press, we've got the biggest cars, the biggest houses, the biggest companies, the biggest food, and finally, the biggest people. He returned in 2019 with Super Size Me 2, Holy Chicken, a sober look at an industry that processes 9 billion animals a year in America. He focused on two issues: chicken farmers stuck in a peculiar financial system, and the attempt by fast food chains to deceive consumers, to conceive customers into thinking they're eating healthier. He quoted, okay, it says the biggest thing that was most surprising is how badly farmers get treated. Spurlock told CBS News in 2019. These are guys who are indentured servants. They are basically trapped inside these companies with the debt these companies throw on them. I was shocked at how manipulated and owned these guys are by the chicken companies. For us, it's about putting out a message of change and empowerment. You, as a consumer, need to understand you have the power to make a difference through the choices you make. Now, Spurlock was a gonzo-like filmmaker who leaned into the bizarre and ridiculous. His stylistic touches included zippy graphics and amusing music, blending a Michael Moore-ish camera in your face style with his own sense of humor and pathos. Since he exposed the fast food and chicken industries, there was an explosion in an explosion in restaurants stressing freshness, um, artisanal methods, farms to table goodness, and ethically sourced ingredients. But nutritionally, not much has changed. Very true. Very true. I know this because I still eat bad food. There has been this massive shift, and people say to me, so has food gotten healthier? And I say, well, the marketing sure has. He told the Associate Press in 2019. I'm not going to read too much. Let me see what in additional work he has done. Says here he's done documentaries about the boy band One Direction, the geeks and fanboys at Comic-Con, in 2008. Where is the world? Where in the world is Osama bin Laden? He went on a global search to find the Al Qaeda leader. He did one called Palm Wonderful Presents the Greatest Movie Ever Sold, where he tackles the questions of product placement, marketing, and advertising. 2017. Spurlock admitted to past sexual misconduct, saying he was part of the problem, which delayed the release of Super Size Me 2. Oh wow. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff he has done in the past, but he has publicly admitted to his wrongdoing. Let's see. Um, he grew up in Beckley, West Virginia. His mother was an English teacher who he remembered would correct his work with a red pen. He is survived by two sons, and his mother, father, brothers, and former spouses. Um, Again, he was one icon, and another gentleman I want to bring up who just passed yesterday, y'all. The legendary commentator and football, excuse me, not football, Lord have mercy, basketball legend Bill Walton. Bill Walton is a Hall of Famer, NBA Hall of Famer, and broadcaster who has been known for just just his memorable moments as a commentator. His style, his outfits. He was always kind of known as like the hippie. He won. Let's see here. I know he won. I'm trying to see how many championships that he won because he played with the. Don't get me lying. I want to say the Celtics. Yes. Okay. So he won 2 national titles at UCLA. And won each with the Portland Trailblazers. And okay, one. So did he win 2? I think he won 2. Okay, won 1 championship with the Portland Trailblazers and 1 with the Boston Celtics. He became, as I mentioned, a very colorful commentator, and he passed away at the age of 71. With his issues as well with cancer. A redheaded hippie, devoted Grateful Dead fan. Walton was a 6'11" acolyte of the renowned UCLA coach John Wooden and anchored the Bruins team that won the NCAA championships in 1972 and 1973, along the way extending an 88-game winning streak that began in 1971. He was named the National College Player of the Year 3 times. Walton's greatest game was the 1973 national title against Memphis State, played in St. Louis. He got into a foul trouble in the first half, but went on to score a record 44 points, 21 for 22 shooting, and had 11 rebounds in the UCLA's 87-66 victory. It was the school's 9th title in 10 years. He played one more year at UCLA before Portland selected him first overall in the 1974 NBA draft. He weathered injuries, 2 losing seasons under coach Lenny Wilkens, and criticism over his vegetarian diet and his red ponytail and beard before winning the 1977 championships under coach Jack Ramsey. Let's see here. He never played more than 70 games in a season, even in the 1970-1978 season. He was named most valuable player. He played in just 58 games. He missed 3 full seasons. He says, when I'm healthier, he said earlier in his Portland career, I played real good, I think. I'm trying to see. So he did. So again, very, very remarkable individual, very just kind individual. A lot of commentators have pouring out tributes. I know a lot of people from the NBA is pouring out tributes as we speak. His son, Luke Walton, played in the NBA, also coached as well. So just want to, shine a light, thoughts and prayers go out to those 2 individuals and their families. Yeah, just want to continue to remember the good things about them and why people enjoyed their spirits, watching them on TV. Moving on, guys, I want to transition to Donald Trump. Hate to kind of like move from to that, but like former President Donald Trump, as you know, he is most likely going to be the Republican nominee, very likely going to be the Republican nominee, and he has a chance to be the next president. He was invited. The Libertarian Party had a convention recently over in Washington, D.C. I had my good buddy Nicholas Olenek, who's a proud libertarian. He's continued to grow the Hampton Roads area Libertarian Party, and he went out there as far as to represent Hampton Roads and to continue to just build those relationships, the knowledge, all that good stuff. He went out there, and I actually want to bring him on to get his take and just his experience there. But the Libertarian Party invited all candidates, all presidential candidates, right? Joe Biden, current President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, RFK, I believe Chase Oliver, he was running as a libertarian. There's a couple other people that was libertarian candidates, which what I just found out, Chase Oliver is the libertarian nominee, will be the libertarian nominee for president. Younger guy, fresh, great, pretty interesting ideas. I've watched a debate with mainly third-party candidates, him along with Jill Stein and a few other people on there. But Donald Trump was invited, and I think Donald Trump just assumed that he was going to have like the typical paid audience, or like this. He always goes to places where he knows he's going to be praised and be treated like a god. And let me just tell you right now, this was not the spot for President Donald Trump. Let me see if I can pull this video up for you guys, because he did not have the welcoming he expected. And this is reported by Now We Know News. It's on IG. Let me see if I can get that for you.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for president.
Oh my God.
Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Ron. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that.
Okay.
Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
I don't think he could have said anything worse.
The reasons for doing so.
Oh my God, he's insulting them.
Policy and politics are as solid as the hope. Everyone here tonight believes that we must fight for the same fundamental freedoms: freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of the right to own a firearm and freedom over taxation. And you're gonna like me, firearm. You're gonna like me. Nobody better than me. We just got the full NRA, the strongest endorsement they've ever given.
Ooh. The libertarians do not like the NRA.
Freedom from government.
Do not like the NRA. That was not a good choice.
That we do not have on Saturday.
All right, so this was interesting because and I always like to keep you up to date on on the news, guys, because hey, I know nobody likes the news. I'm the opposite. I love it. I watch and listen to all platforms because it's you gotta stay informed of what's happening in your communities, whether if it's local, state, federal, you name it. You gotta be up to date and up to speed on what's happening. I remember the last time I had Nicholas Olenek on, and we were just just talking, catching up on what's happening right now on the local side and on the federal side as well, and what he's doing with the Libertarian Party, and and Nick is very vocal, which I think why I enjoy talking with him, and really cool dude, I would say. Had that opportunity to hang with him a couple times. He's a vocal Trump supporter, right? That's his guy that he's going with for the next for this upcoming election. He can speak on his reason why. I'm not gonna speak for him, but I do know that's his guy, that's his choice. As you see here, the Libertarians was not fond and was not a fan of former President Donald Trump. Like I think I've rarely seen Trump get booed at an event that he was speaking at. I'll be honest, because all the Trump rallies and stuff, hint, Trump rallies, they're people that are Trump supporters. So you usually hear like the crowd's like, and I'm proud to be, like he's even doing this new thing. Like he loves it so much, he's get the dancing like the ankle line. I can't look. I like the dance, man. I like the dance. You got to get a kick out of him with. Just, he be jamming because he is look he goes in, he says whatever the hell he wants to say. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but he just says what the people want to hear, and they cheer him on. Whatnot. Go from city to city, state to state. That's it. But here was the opposite, because they booed his ass. Let me tell you something. They booed him, and then he spoke about receiving the endorsement from the NRA because he's like, I know libertarians are about guns and this and any other. And the lady who was on the background of this video that was shared, she says libertarians does not support the NRA. Like we do not at all. Like what the hell? And I think too, you always have to be careful of who is representing your party, especially in the public eye, because you have people within certain mainstream medias on both sides says that they're this, but they really go by this, and it's the total opposite. I mean, hell, even in on local elections, man, I was at a function, and it's very unfortunate, but I was at a function recently where a bishop who was a very vocal Democrat, very, very, very proud Democrat, he said, look, we have an individual who has served at a higher office, who is no longer in office, but has still, power in a sense and relationships, saying that they're Democrat, but they are Republican, and they're really separating the party. And look, there are people like that, which I can't stand. I hate the fact that each party has their you have spies in there. It's weird. But I also get annoyed when people when someone accuses another one of being this a party affiliate person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, who do you know? Like, how you don't know me like that? You don't know my personal beliefs. Like, what makes you, because I hang around with this person, or I communicate with this, or I understand like their point. Like, why? I never like that, but not trying to get off sidetrack. Yeah, Trump obviously was not very welcomed in this convention, and it showed. I mean, booed him to the core. I think this was he may have done a speech for I don't know how long. It probably lasted maybe like 15 minutes or 20, because normally he will speak for hours, but this was like the opposite. So I just thought that was funny. I wanted to put that out there. Again, I want to have my buddy Nick on because he was there. He was there front and center when he spoke. I know RFK spoke. Didn't get booed, but also didn't get their support for the their nomination for president. Like I said, they've gone with Chase Oliver. But what I will say is people give RFK the respect and let him speak. They never come at him with aggression, booing him or anything like that, because he is running as an independent, meaning that he needs to bring all sides together. He's speaking at every single function. So sometimes being the independent is rough because you got to go in the lion's den for people that might lean with you, might not like you, but they're gonna respect you and let you talk. But he's been speaking on all the outlets. Now, I would personally, in my opinion, RFK still might be center left, because initially he was running as a Democrat and then he went on to running as an independent because he knew he was not going to get the support from the Democratic Party, because of certain views and values that he abides by, and then he goes for, which to me is unfortunate, because I just personally think that you need a fresh face in leadership, someone that is at least willing to discuss on both sides of the aisle. Like, again, RFK has been on all of the very far right conservative outlets, whether that's podcasts, or cable news outlets. He's been on liberal outlets, and it's just for those that allow him to speak. But you definitely need some new faces, man. But I'm gonna digress from that one. Do a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm gonna bring up Alfonso Robeiro. We know him as Carlton Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I want to explain why he is sharing that he does not. He says why that character ruined his acting career. All right, so we're gonna do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. All right, what's good, family? What's good? All right, so bringing up Carlton Banks. I mean Alfonso Robeiro. He was recently interviewed with Closer Weekly, and he was explaining why the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air role ended his acting career. You hear me? Ended his acting career. So let me go ahead and pull up this article, so for those who are watching, can at least see this graphic, and I will be reading off of another. Is that gonna come up? There we go. Still here, guys. Just all these pop-ups. Okay, so says here, okay, with the interview with Alfonso Robeiro, said his iconic role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as Carlton Banks was a sacrifice for his acting career. Playing Carlton on The Fresh Prince became a sacrifice. I used to always say doing Carlton was the greatest and worst thing that ever happened to me. Okay. And I got to thinking, because he's not the only person that has said something similar to this. Let me finish reading what uh, Alfonso had to say. It was one of the greatest roles that I ever has. Ooh, come on, Arrington, get it together. Let me start that one over. It was one of the greatest roles that I ever was fortunate enough to play, but it was also the role that stopped me from acting again because people couldn't see me as anything else. The sacrifice was not having an acting career anymore. Now, I'm gonna pause right there, because I understand and I get what Alfonso is explaining as far as uh uh people were so like people were so engaged with your role, and they really just you made it a part of the household, so people can't see you play anything else. But to me, silly on them for thinking that and assuming that, and not allowing you to say, okay, look, we'll stretch out your acting muscles and see if you can play this role, right? See if you can play that role. Because my thing is, Alfonso had to have still auditioned for other roles. Now, he was on another show. Oh, Lord have mercy. He was on a show called, it was with LL Cool J. It was a sitcom TV show. And I will give me 1 second, because I'm blanking out on it. And In the House, that was that show, In the House. And I'm not gonna lie, watching In the House, he 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 brought out Carlton from the Fresh Prince into just another household, in my opinion. Like, he was still playing excuse me, that same old character. Now, that's really not up to the, I mean, yes, writers and directors or writers will write a role that'll be like, hey, look, you're gonna be that quirky, yada yada yada. But it's up to you to kind of adjust it as well. You don't have to play that preppery, Carlton Banks anymore. You can jazz it up a little bit. I know he was in that show for, I believe, like 5 years, 4 years. Um, um, but to play serious roles, I never saw Carlton playing in dramas. I know he was behind the scenes a lot in a lot of projects, even projects that involved Will Smith. He's currently the host of what Dancing with the Stars, as well as America's Funniest Home Videos. He hosts game shows as well, and even his character, his not character, but his swag, the way he entertains people, is still Carlton. Like, that's just the way he acts. That's why that role was so good for him, because it was authentic. That's how he really acts. And it's unfortunate that it hurt his acting career, ended his acting career, because everybody wanted to see that. But to me, I feel like it's up to you to, you have to prove them wrong. Jaleel White, who played Urkel, I remember when it was, I'm blank. I'm remembering bits and pieces when he was on Dance with the Stars as well, because he had got emotional about basically, playing the role of Urkel and this and that. Pretty much the same thing that Alfonso's talking about. And guys, my question is to you all is, what would you do if you were Carlton, or excuse me, if you were Alfonso, in Alfonso's case, would you risk playing that role? Would you still play that role, even if you known that it would have been difficult, and people would have always said, hey, look, we want you to continue to, you're still going to be Carlton to us, and we want you to still, like, or would you just say, no, I'm not going to do it, because I might get the effects, and people are always going to want me to play that one character. I mean, that's everybody, dude. That's everybody. I mean, JJ Walker is a comedian first and foremost, and he still does comedy. After Good Times, he didn't do any more acting gigs. He was tired of, he hates doing the dynamite, saying and things in that nature. What about I'm trying to think. I've already said Urkel. Who else had some? I mean, really, when it comes to sitcom shows that you have a memorable character, I think you always have to give thanks of that, and then just you have to make the changes, because Tisha Arnold from Martin. Everybody loves Pam, knows Pam, but Pam been having other roles since that. Okay. Same with oh Lord. Same with what's the wait, Tisha, hold up. Am I now I'm trying to see if I'm not getting these names mixed up. Because Gina, what is Gina's excuse me, what is Gina's name in real life? Oh, that was Tisha Campbell. I'm sorry. Oh, Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell. Wow, so that was easy to mistake. But everybody played different roles now. Carl Anthony Payne, who played Cole, he's done other projects. Now, obviously, people will always remember him from that character, but I don't think that hurt their acting career. So I'm really curious on, like, is Carlton using this somewhat as an excuse, or is he really did it really like affect his career like that? Let me go back because I paused after you had mentioned that. Let's see here. Okay, despite that donor of a settlement, a sentiment, Roberto does have favorite memories from filming. It was about the cast and spending time with them. Before every show, we would go in Will Smith's dressing room, and we'd play music, dance, and just have a great energy build up to get ready for the show. Those are some great memories of just being together. The 52-year-old is currently co-hosting Dance with the Stars with Julian Huff after winning season 19 in 2014. I'm enjoying being a host, and I'm very happy with it. But yes, I would go back to acting if it exactly the right thing. He also hosts America's Funniest Home Videos and Jack Hanna's Passport, both on ABC. My happiest moments, career-wise, are winning Dancing with the Stars and now becoming host of Dance with the Stars. And after winning Dance with the Stars, I got the opportunity to do the show that I always wanted to do, America's Funniest Home Videos. So he's very happy on his level of success in his career right now. I'm a huge fan of Alfonso. Very successful, very talented individual. He can sing, he can act, he can dance. I think this article, I feel like, is more of an audition, publicly saying, hey, look, put me in a movie. Come on, Hallmark. Y'all be having some corny actors and actors up there. Y'all can at least get some more good ones. Get Carlton, okay? Get Carlton. Could I see him on soaps? Think about it. Maybe. I don't know. Or some dramas. You know, they got a lot of drama TV shows there. It'll be interesting. Okay, moving on. I will actually don't want to talk about this one. Yeah, well, I guess I'll bring up Nicki Minaj. I brought it up during the intro. So recently, y'all, musician, artist, award-winning rapper Nicki Minaj was arrested and fined in Amsterdam. This is reported from CBS News. Now I'm gonna read this real quick. It says that she was arrested in Amsterdam. Claims officials took my bags without consent. Nicki was arrested. She posted this video actually on Instagram with the officer, and she was kind of explaining what's the reason behind all this. Blase. She was arrested by police at Amsterdam's airport. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. A Dutch National Police source confirmed to ABC News. The Dutch police, in a statement, said a 41-year-old woman was arrested for trying to leave the country while in possession of soft drugs, which is prohibited. The police agency later said she had been released from custody. She put on X, or excuse me, Dutch police said after consultations with the police prosecution services, the suspect was fined and can continue her journey. On Saturday, Minaj's scheduled concert in Manchester, England, was postponed, according to an announcement from the venue on X. Despite Nicki's best efforts to explore every possible avenue to make tonight's show, shout out for her to making the efforts to still get the people what they want to see. The events of today's The events of today have made it impossible. We are deeply disappointed by the inconvenience this has caused. Now, earlier, the 12-time Grammy nominee, wow, 12-time. I didn't know she had to have won a Grammy. I mean, she didn't win none. Posted a video on Instagram Live showing her discussing the arrest with the police officer. The officer stated she was being detained because you're carrying drugs when she asked for the reason behind her arrest. Now, here's my thing, guys. It's saying here that now they say they found weed and that other group of people have to come here to weigh the pre-rolls. Keep in mind, they took my bags without consent. My security has already advised them those pre-rolls belong to him. Oh yeah, and the pilot wants me to take my IG post down. Now, I thought Amsterdam was the place where everything was legal. All right, so that was a shocker for me too. I think in general, y'all, celebs, man, y'all just need to stop thinking y'all untouchable and thinking y'all can just, even though if y'all fly private, stop thinking y'all can just bring whatever overseas or fly in a plane. Like I don't understand. Like, if you want to smoke so bad, why don't you just do it when you get there in Amsterdam? I mean, I understand if y'all have y'all type of stuff that y'all only smoke and this, I only mess with this stuff and this only. Just like when it comes to alcohol, like I only drink this and this only. But just, I mean, to play it safe, y'all, just it's, I don't know, man. I'm a person. I'm a stickler when I fly, right? I'm making sure that all my stuff is in a certain weight. Is it a liquid? Oh, you can't have that. Can't, because I mean, TSA airports, they always change certain protocols like 24/7, and so I just want to make sure that I'm good. It's just a flight, easy way in and out. Call it Christmas. But in this case, with the artist Nicki Minaj, it was not that. And even though she it's a fine, she was in custody for a little bit. She had to postpone a concert where I know a lot of spectators, and it's not her. It's not really her fault, sorta, because if she was aware of this happening, you gotta be, you have to be the leader in a sense. You have to take fault on something. I wouldn't say she was completely innocent, but it's unfortunate because you had spectators, fans of hers that paid a lot of money, probably well in advance, to go see her perform. And Nicki Minaj, she sells out arenas, y'all. I ain't talking about no freaking venues. I'm talking about like big ass arenas. And I already know that those tickets were not cheap. So, in that case, it's unfortunate, but I hope it's a lesson learned for Miss Minaj. Do I think she's still gonna do so? Probably. But I just think for a lot of people that are in the public eye that have especially success at her rate, just play it safe and be careful, and just don't do anything that was suspect or hurt your career, your brand, anything like that. Y'all, we're gonna do are we gonna do another commercial? Yes, we're gonna do one more commercial break. And when we come back, we will have the final story I call Black Girl Magic or Black Girl Moment. This is an awesome story. I can't wait to read to y'all. But yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Hear more on the Arrington Gavin Show. Shout out to one of the hottest digital shows. Well, still currently radio show, but also we're going to be hitting the digital airways pretty soon in your city. Our Smooth Club presents In Your City, hosted by myself, along with my good friends, comedian Ciroc Fox and Hustle Queen, Miss Michelle Young. That show airs every Sundays at 12 p.m. on WNSB Hot 91.1 FM, the soul of VA. Look, y'all, if you are not in the Hampton Roads area, no worries. You can listen two ways you can listen to. You can listen online at wnsb.org, or you can download the WNSB app. It is free. So again, shout out to them as well. We are continuing to grow that platform. Got some great stuff in store with that show. But I wanted to end this episode off, y'all, with a great story. I titled it the Black Girl Magic Moment. And this young lady is, I want to say, 17 years old, and she actually received her, was she 17 or maybe 14? She received her college degree before receiving her high school diploma. And you're probably like, Arrington, what did you just say? No, I'm not lying. Let me go ahead and pull this video up for you all, because I'm still mind blown my damn self. Alrighty, give me 1 second. So says so, yes, the 17-year-old earns a degree from Savannah State University before receiving her high school diploma. This young lady, Niali Scott, I believe I pronounced the name right, 17 years old student at Savannah Arts Academy in Georgia, achieved a significant academy milestone by earning her college degree before receiving her high school diploma, according to a new report by WALB News 10. The news publication revealed that Scott successfully graduated from Savannah State University with an Associate's of Science degree nearly a month prior to completing her high school education. What? Like, in that case, like, I wonder if she would have received a college degree without a high school degree, which one is more viable? Would they be like, ooh, you would have got this job, but if only you would have got that high school diploma, that would also help too. Like, that just blows my mind. But anyway, while speaking on the news outlet, she said, okay, well, let me go ahead and play this video for you, and you can hear from herself.
Just wanted to get as much education, like college education, as I can now for free, because in the state of Georgia, you get 30 credits free. So that's like already half of the associate's degree.
Intending to become a cardiothoracic surgeon, Niali Scott is getting a head start on her education.
Definitely with some classes gave me a little more of a challenge than others.
The Savannah Arts Academy senior earned an Associate's of Science degree from Savannah State University nearly a month before graduating high school.
There were some classes that Savannah State didn't offer at the time that Georgia Southern did, so I took classes from there as well.
It all started with dual enrollment courses, which inspired Scott to keep going for her degree, all while having a jam-packed afternoon schedule.
Then usually after, I really just wanted to get as much education. Usually after then, I would go to work at the Frank Callan Boys and Girls Club. After that, I usually have dance.
In the end game, the 17-year-old from the south side of Savannah has bigger plans once she becomes Dr. Scott.
I would like to work in an inner city hospital, and I would also like to give back to the youth here in Savannah or wherever I may end up. Usually after then.
Now, let me tell you something. Shout out to Miss Scott. Shout out. Bruh. Like I first of all, whenever I hear stories like this, I'm like, Arrington, you need to do something with your life. Like, you really need to do better, sir. You need to do better. Like, and she's not, I wouldn't say she's not the only case. Like, I've been reading a lot of, and I'm proud to read those articles and be engaged and be aware of these stories happening. But there's a lot of our Black queens out there at a young age that are highly educated. I'm talking getting degrees, getting doctorates. There's a story, I'm pulled it up right here. This girl earned her master's degree at 14, and at 17 she has just earned her doctoral degree. I'm not lying, I'm not making this up. This is reported by CNN. Dr. Dorothy Jean Tillman gives a credit to her mother as one of her greatest motivators. she quotes, "I definitely couldn't have gotten this far without her. Like, she's definitely the best teammate, the best supporter," she said. I mean, y'all, this is beautiful. This is amazing. This girl right here continue to do dual enrollment courses, and so she's got her college degree before her high school diploma, and she's still gonna get to. Let me tell you something. She's gonna be highly successful. She is great representation of what people need to be aware of. Because one thing I love about doing this program with you all and talking with you all is I want to help. I'm always talking about it. I want to help change the narrative because, in my opinion, society is depicting our narrative very trashy. Right? Reality TV is some of the most highest rated television and makes people a lot of money. Right? And there's a saying, all money ain't good money. Okay. Uh uh there's the music that depict the wrong side and the negative side, but yet they're highly successful. There's content creators and influencers that do stupid stuff, but they become like, it's too much of the wrong stuff that are having a lot of publicity and success and exposure. But this right here needs to be this is the new normal, and people need to get used to it, and people need to be aware of the success and how smart and educated our black queens are, and women in general. But specific, I'm over here studying specifically, our black queens, because this is just remarkable, man. I mean, come on. This other girl I spoke about after this story, I mean, received her doctorate at 17, got her master's at 14. Bro, I was good for my undergrad, and that's it. Okay, I'm good after undergrad, and I was like, but my wife is one of those people. She got her undergrad and her master's, and is talking about getting her doctoral degree. I'm like, baby, you do you, boo. You do you. This relationship is only good for one smart person. You are that person. So I will be rooting for you at all times. But it's just it just blows my mind, y'all. It really does blow my mind. Y'all, we are coming to a close to the show, but before I end it, I want to also mention an event that I'm excited I'll be hosting along with my team from In Your City from our weekly radio show. We are excited to announce that we will be the MCs for the 3rd annual Pride in the Peak. That's right, the Pride in the Peak. So excited. It is presented by Dollar Tree. This is going to be an event just open to the community. Everybody's invited. This happened in Chesapeake, Virginia, my home city. I want to thank my good friends Jeremy, Ron, and Amber, who are the coordinators of this event. As you see right there on the flyer, myself, comedian Ciroc Fox, Hustle Queen Miss Michelle Young. It's loads of vendors, food vendors, businesses out there, and it's just a day of coming out, having a great time, hoping to bridge the gap between the LGBTQIA community as well as just people that are unaware and uninformed. As a straight black male, right? I'm a person that I love all people. I don't want any group, any individuals to feel left out, to feel like they are being discriminated against or hated against because of their ethnicity, their sexuality, it's no need for all that too. It's no place for that. It shouldn't be a place for that. So I'm very honored and excited to be hosting this. This will be going down June 9th from 12 to 5. If you are in the Hampton Roads area, come on out. It's free, open to the public. It's going to be food, games, music, so many great stuff out there. So please come on out and you will have a great time. I guarantee. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this. And y'all, I want to just thank you for tuning in the Arrington Gavin show. We are continuing to grow the platform, and I am just I like all I can say is thank you. All I can say is thank you. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, or if you want to listen to us. 10 a.m. is when we drop new episodes wherever you can listen to your podcast. You see it scrolling there at the bottom. If you prefer to watch us, that occurs at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays on YouTube at our Smooth Club Media, Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show, and let's see, Facebook at our Smooth Club Podcast, and RSC Media on X. And then you can check out reruns every Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on ESP TV on Facebook, as well as ErnestSmithProductions.com. Thank you. Love you guys. I will see you next time here on the Arrington Gavin Show.